Okay, let's jump into the Eden Prairie Center. It's a shopping mall right here in Minnesota, opened way back in 1976.
Yeah, that's, wow, 49 years ago now. It's definitely seen some changes.
It really has. And it's quite large, over 1.1 million square feet, something like 90 stores.
Mm-hmm. Spread over two main floors, plus Target has that partial basement level.
Right. And Jones Lang LaSalle is managing it these days, since 2020.
That's correct, yeah. The current big anchors are Kohl's, Target, Von Maur, and Scheels Sporting Goods.
But there's one empty anchor space, too, which is always interesting. Why are those big stores so important for a mall?
Well, they're the main draws. Anchor tenants, usually the big department stores, pull in a lot of people.
Okay.
And that foot traffic helps all the smaller stores. So when an anchor closes, it can definitely impact the whole place.
Makes sense. And Eden Prairie itself, the area, it has a bit of history before the mall even existed.
Oh, absolutely. It was originally prairie land. That's where the name came from back in 1853. It started as a farming town. And there was actually an earlier settlement attempt nearby called Hennepin on the Minnesota River, but it didn't last.
Wow, a failed settlement. It really shows how much the area transformed from prairie to, well, a major suburban mall.
It really does. It's a story you see in a lot of places that shift from rural to suburban, often centered around something like a big mall.
So let's go back to 76 when the mall first opened. What was it like then? I read about wood railings, brown and off-white colors.
Yeah, very 70s aesthetic. Wood and glass, those earthy tones were big then. And those white pebble pillars you mentioned?
Right, and instead of an elevator, they had a ramp to get upstairs.
That's right, a ramp.
Yeah.
A bit unusual, but it was there. And the food court was down in a sunken basement area.
And the original anchors pulling people in?
Power Dry Goods and Sears. Those were the big names at the start.
Powers didn't stay Powers for long, though.
No, it became Donaldson's in 85, and then Carson Peary Scott just 2 years later in 87. Lots of changes in department stores back then.
And Target popped up nearby around that time, too, 84.
Yep, right next door. And they built a walkway to connect it to the mall. So Target's been part of the picture for a long time.
Then came the 90s. Big changes, right. Everything went pink and aqua.
Oh, yeah, a total overhaul. That pastel theme was everywhere. They even covered up those pebble pillars with aqua casings.
And the ramp was replaced?
Replaced with an elevator, yeah.
Yeah.
And the railings became aqua metal. Even the food court got a makeover, neon palm trees. A fountain that changed colors. Very 90s.
Why the dramatic shift? Just keeping up with trends?
Pretty much. Malls were trying to create a more vibrant, maybe younger feel, competing, staying relevant as tastes changed. That brighter look was definitely the trend.
And around 96, there was a big renovation plan, like $60 million. And they really wanted Dayton's to come in.
That's right. Getting Dayton's would have been huge, a major regional name.
But it didn't happen.
No, ultimately Dayton's decided against it. And losing out on a key anchor like that, well, it definitely makes you rethink things.
The ownership has changed hands too, right? A Dallas firm bought it in 2013.
Yeah. And before that, it was owned by General Growth, back in 97 at least.
Does who owns it make a big difference?
It can, yeah.
Yeah.
Different owners have different strategies. How much they invest, what kind of stores they try to attract, how they market it. So yeah, ownership changes can definitely steer the mall's direction.
Okay, so bringing it up to today, or at least near today, based on a 2022 directory, you've got the basement, lower level, upper level, skyway access, mall entrances.
Mm-hmm. And all the standard conveniences people expect, ATMs, info desk, elevators, restrooms.
Family restrooms too, which is good. Stroller rentals, lockers, wheelchair access.
Right, mailbox, security, the management office, bus access, all the practical stuff that makes it function as more than just shops.
And the layout is kind of based on wings, right? Like the Scheels wing, Kohl's wing.
Yeah, anchored wings connected by that center court area on both levels. It helps people find their way around a big place like that. Creates different zones almost.
Looking at the store list from then, it's a real mix. Accessories like Claire's.
Kids' clothes, lots of apparel like American Eagle, Buckle, Old Navy, Ragstock.
Specific women's stores like Chico's, LOFT, Maurice's. Men's Warehouse.
And then you've got Barnes & Noble, the AMC movie theater.
Plus other entertainment, a kids' play area, arcades, sandbox VR, even something called Spider Jump.
Yeah, malls have really diversified beyond just shopping. But you need those experiences now, too. Hallmark for cards, T-Mobile for phones, repair shops.
It seems like a pretty wide range.
Definitely trying to cover a lot of bases, cater to different needs, and keep people there longer.
And food, of course. Auntie Anne's, Caribou Coffee. Looks like two of those.
Yeah, Dairy Queen, Subway.
Yeah.
But also things like El Burrito, Mexican Grill, Greek Grill, Leanne Chin, Pasta Zola.
A good variety in the food court and beyond. And then Bath and Body Works, massage places, CBD.
Health and beauty is a big part of the mix now. Makes it a one-stop kind of place.
There's home stuff, jewelry, restaurants like Crave and Panera that you can get into from outside.
Right, that external access is a key thing now. Lets them operate outside typical mall hours sometimes.
Lots of services too. Nail salons, eyewear places, Amazon lockers.
Shoe stores like DSW, Journeys, specialty spots like Earthbound Trading, Lids. It's a whole ecosystem, really.
And it keeps evolving. Looks like just this year, 2025, there are new places coming in. Northwoods Boutique, The Maker's Den.
A Japanese BBQ and ramen place. Yumai and Ichido Ramen together. Interesting.
Miniso, Army Recruiting, something called The Game Show Studio, Phoenix Salon Suites.
That's quite a list.
Yeah.
It shows there's still demand for space there, bringing in different kinds of tenants, retail, food, entertainment services. That's key for staying relevant.
Okay, here's a fun fact. The mall's been in movies.
Oh, really? Which ones?
Most famously, Mallrats from 1995 was filmed there.
Yeah.
And they actually call it Eden Prairie Center in the movie.
No way, even though it was set in New Jersey.
Apparently. Word is other malls didn't like the script, so Eden Prairie got the gig.
Huh. That's amazing. Little piece of movie history right there.
And it pops up elsewhere, too, that pyramid entrance from the 90s. It showed up in Drop Dead Gorgeous, pretending to be the Mall of America parking lot.
Ah, sneaky.
And more recently, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot had Brody move his comic shop there. The joke was low rent because, malls are dying.
Right, a bit of meta commentary there.
Yeah.
But it still shows the mall is like a known landmark.
Switching gears a bit, let's talk about mall walking. It's actually a thing, right? People use malls for exercise.
Oh, definitely. The CDC even mentions malls are good for it, climate-controlled, flat surfaces, safe, restrooms nearby, places to sit.
Yeah, all good points, especially here in Minnesota with our weather extremes.
Exactly. Some places, like Mall of America, even open early just for the walkers.
And I saw on Reddit people were saying Eden Prairie Center is actually a pretty good spot for it. Maybe quieter than MOA. Someone mentioned it has lots of foliage.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe it feels a bit less chaotic, more pleasant for walking. That foliage comment suggests maybe some plants, a nicer atmosphere than just sterile corridors.
It makes you think about the whole idea of malls, like the very first indoor mall, Southdale Center, which is also here in Minnesota.
Right, the pioneer.
The original idea was this climate-controlled community center, almost.
Yeah, more than just shopping. It was meant to be a gathering place.
And you compare that vision to today, with online shopping being so huge. Malls have really had to adapt and figure out their role now.
They absolutely have. It's a constant evolution.
So wrapping up on Eden Prairie Center, it's clear it's got this long history, almost 50 years, and it's still evolving. It's been a major part of that community.
Definitely. Its story really mirrors the bigger story of malls in America. Changing looks, changing tenants, changing roles, even showing up in pop culture.
It kind of makes you think about your own local malls, doesn't it? What's
Right.
their story? What are they like now? Are they just for shopping, or are they community hubs, maybe even places people go just for a walk indoors?